Hey y'all, it's Lindsay with Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and we're going to go back and do the 26th for Today in Wrestling History. We were out of town yesterday, so we're going to do 26th and 27th in one video, and we're going to start it back in 1976. Antonio Inoki and Muhammad Ali took part in boxer versus wrestler match in Tokyo, Japan. The match went 15-round draw after Inoki spent the entire match laying on his back, aiming kicks at Ali. The wrestler was barred from using throws, suplexes, or submissions during the match. In 1978, Yukon Eric and Yaiken Pierre defeated Dino Bravo and Dominic Danuki for the WWF International Tag Team titles at WWF House Show in Madison Square Garden, New York. 1990, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, were repackaged and made into their WWF TV debut as the Legion of Doom at the WWF Wrestling Challenge TV tapings in Huntington, West Virginia. 1992, the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers passed away and peacefully at age 71 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He was one of the biggest wrestlers, superstars at the beginning of television wrestling era in the early 60s. He influenced many professional wrestlers including Ric Flair, who uses Rogers' nickname, look, and finisher, the figure four leg lock. Rogers became the very first recognized WWF World Champion in 1963 and won 13 World Championships, including the NWA title. Rogers was one of the few competitors to have held both the NWA and the WWF World titles, and as a tribute to his legacy and influence, he was inducted into the WWF Hall of Fame class of 1994. In 1992, in Tokyo, Japan, Rick and Scott Steiner defeated Big Van Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow to win the IWGP Tag Team Championship. Also on the show, Jushin Thunder Liger lost the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion to El Samurai. In 1995, on the live edition of WWF Monday Night Raw, the official coronation of King Mabel took place, while Sean McMahon joined Vince McMahon on commentary after the kayfabe no-show of Jerry the King Lawler during the main event Intercontinental title match between Jeff Jarrett and Savio Vega. Vega picked up a DQ over Jarrett after outside interference from the roadie. Michaels saved Vega from a double team attack from Jarrett and the roadie and landed a super kick on Jarrett once the show went off air, setting up the Intercontinental title match at In Your House 2. And then on the following taped editions, IRS made his final competitive WWF TV appearance after being defeated by Shawn Michaels. In 1999, The Rock defeated Big Boss Man in a nightstick match at a live WWF house show in Madison Square Garden. Also, The Big Show defeated Triple H. The Acolytes, which is Farouk and Bradshaw, retained the WWF Tag Team titles against Kane and X-Pac, and Stone Cold Steve Austin retained the WWF Championship by DQ over The Undertaker in the main event. In 2000, Mick Foley was named as the new WWF Commissioner by Shawn Michaels on WWE Raw from Worcester, Massachusetts, and he immediately set up a triple threat main event to determine the number one contender for WWF Championship between Triple H and the new King of the Ring, Kurt Angle, and the new WWF Champion, The Rock. In the main event, The Rock was victorious, and neither Triple H or The Rock were named the number one contender for the title. And then in 2000, Jeff Jarrett defeated Goldberg, Kevin Nash, and Scott Steiner in a fatal four-way match in the main event at WCW Monday Nitro from Des Moines, Iowa. 2001, Albert defeated Kane for the Intercontinental Championship at Madison Square Garden. In 2003, WWE announced the release of Roddy Piper. 2005, Batista retained the World Heavyweight Championship against Triple H in a Hell in a Cell match in the main event of the Vengeance pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada. 2006, Rob Van Dam and John Cena fought to a no contest for the WWE Championship in the main event of Raw from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And also, Randy Orton picked up a victory over Kane Umaga and defeated Kamala and Mickie James, pinned Trish Stratus in the opening match. And let's see, 2012, Sheamus retained the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler in the main event of SmackDown tapings. In 2016, the tapings of Lucha Underground Ultima Lucha Tres Part 4 and the Lucha Underground World Championship changed hands twice. Firstly to Prince Puma, which was Ricochet, defeated Johnny Mundo, John Morrison, in a title versus career match. Following this, Puma dropped the title to Pentagon Dark in a loser leaves town match. 2017, Sasha Banks wins a Run the Gauntlet match final over Nia Jax to become the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. And then Also, Brock Lesnar, or Samoa Joe blindside attacked Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship match to set it up for the Great Balls of Fire match.
We were at the Great Balls of Fire.
We were.
Samoa Joe should have won.
Really busy day in wrestling. All right. And moving on to today's the 27th. And starting off on June the 27th, WWF Tag Team 1972. The WWF Tag Team Championship changed hands in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania when Professor Tanaka and Mr. Fuji defeated Chief Jay Strongbow and Sonny King. Okay. In 1998, Rob Van Dam and Sabu became the new ECW Tag Team Champions with a victory over Chris Candido and Lance Storm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 1999, at WWE's King of the Ring pay-per-view in Greensboro, North Carolina, Billy Gunn defeated X-Pac in the finals of the tournament to become the new King of the Ring. The Undertaker retained the WWF Championship against The Rock after outside interference from Triple H, and Vince and Shane McMahon won a handicap ladder match against main event against Stone Cold Steve Austin to regain full control of the World Wrestling Federation. In 2000, Steve Blackman became WWF Hardcore Champion for the first time in a victory over Crash Holly at SmackDown tapings in Hartford, Connecticut. In 2004, JBL became the new WWE Championship in a Texas Bull Rope match against Eddie Guerrero at the Great American Bash in Norfolk, Virginia. Guerrero was the first announced as the winner. However, SmackDown General Manager Kurt Angle showed that Bradshaw had touched all four posts in succession before Guerrero and reversed the decision. Also, The Undertaker defeated Dudley Boyz in a handicap tag team concrete crypt match. The stipulation of the match saw Taker's manager Paul Bearer placed inside a perspex box which would be filled to the brim with concrete if the Dudley Boyz won. In the event, Undertaker won but decided to bury the
Paul Bearer anyway,
Paul
right?
Bearer anyway.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So,
Poor Paul Bearer.
poor guy. And poor Percy Pringle. 2005, JBL defeated Booker T, Chris Benoit, Christian, Muhammad Hussein, and The Undertaker in a six-way elimination match in the main event of WWE SmackDown taping in Anaheim, California to crown the new SmackDown champion. After John Cena was drafted to Raw with the WWE Championship a few weeks earlier. However, after the match, SmackDown General Manager Teddy Long revealed his final draft pick from the Raw, which was the World Heavyweight Championship, Batista. Therefore, instead of becoming champion, JBL was instead made number one contender to Batista's title. And then in 2005, Kurt Angle and Ric Flair competed against each other for the first time on TV on WWE Raw from Anaheim, California. In the main event, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and WWE Champion John Cena defeated Chris Jericho, Christian, and Tyson Tomko in a six-man tag team match. In 2008, Adam Pearce defeated Nigel McGuinness by DQ in a champion versus champion for the NWA and Ring of Honor World Championship in the main event of Ring of Honor Battle for Supremacy in Dayton, Ohio.
Now Adam Pearce is running Raw.
Yep.
And Nigel is doing commentary.
Yep. In 2009, Austin Aries retained the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against Nigel McGuinness in the main event Ring of Honor End of the Age in Chicago Bridge, Illinois. In 2011, R-Truth defeated WWE Champion John Cena in a tables match in the main event of WWE Raw from Las Vegas. However, it was what happened after the match that will go down in history. After Cena lay in the ring, number one contender CM Punk came onto the stage in a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. He sat cross-legged to announce that his contract ran out the day after his world title shot at the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view. He then began the historic promo that would soon be known as the Pop Bomb and make Punk an overnight megastar, as well as name-checking former WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, who split just like I'm splitting, as well as Paul Heyman and his friend Colt Cabana. He then laid waste to the business acumen of Vince McMahon and his propensity to surround himself with yes men, and it was truly a monumental promo that set up the Money in the Bank match as arguably the most anticipated world title match since the Attitude Era ended. In 2014, a TNA taping in Manhattan Center, New York, Samoa Joe defeated Lokai and Sonata in triple threat match for the TNA X Division title. Bully Ray and Devon defeated Matt and Jeff Hardy in a 2-on-2 TLC match, and Bobby Lashley, Kenny King, and MVP defeated Austin Harris, Bobby Roode, and Eric Young in a six-man tag team match. And then in 2017, Carmella wins a women's Money in the Bank match against Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Natalya, and Tamina on WWE SmackDown Live from San Diego. And this was a rematch from the previous Money in the Bank pay-per-view where Carmella's associate, James Ellsworth, had interfered and grabbed the briefcase on her behalf. And that's going to wrap it up for today in wrestling history, and we'll catch you tomorrow.